The Zika virus, not yet, but Ebola, TB, so many others now can be diagnosed from malaria through a smartphone. The microscope, the feature that you've mentioned, the labs, most routine labs, although they're not yet available to consumers, but they will be imminently. So the need to go to a hospital or a doctor's lab will be markedly reduced in the future.
Okay, and also your breath or saliva can be analyzed for the flu virus, strep throat, heart failure. Is that right?
Or maybe even cancer. I mean, the point being is in the breath is rich, and we already have now been able to see simulation of the nose of a dog, which of course can smell cancer when trained, and we can basically replicate that through sensors for processing breath. So all sorts of things that we never envisioned, as you said, saliva, sweat, rich, being able to understand the constituents in these different body fluids or breath. So this is really exciting. It's going to take longer for this to come into play, but we're headed there.
Now, I understand that doctors have already created a mirror such that you blow on it, analyzes the water droplets, and tell you if you have lung cancer. And you can also modify that for cell phones. Even your cell phone will tell.
F20, a physical defeat has marked the end of a nation. Ibn Khaldun, 1332 to 1406. In context, focus, solidarity, the keys. See that 622, the first Islamic state is established in Medina. See that 1377, Ibn Khaldun completes Muqaddimah or Prolegomena, the introduction to his history of the world. 1835, volume 1 of Alexis de Tocqueville's Democracy in America describe how the association of individuals for mutual purpose benefits political and civil societies. 1887, Ferdinand Tonis writes Geminiskeft and Gesellschaft, Community and Society. 1995, Robert Putman explained the concept of social capital in his article, Bowling Alone, expounded into a book in 2000. 1996, Michael Mafesolis Du Nomadisme continues his study of neo-tribalism. The group dynamics of how some societies came to flourish and take over others fascinated Ibn Khaldun, the Arab philosopher and historian. He is best known for his ambitious multi-volume history of the world, the Kitab al-Ibar, especially the first part called the Muqaddimah. The Kitab is seen as a precursor of sociology because of its analysis of Berber and Arabic societies. Central to Ibn Khaldun's explanation of the success of society is the Arabic concepts of Asabiyya, Asabiyya, or social solidarity. Originally, Asabiyya referred to the family, bonds found in clans and nomadic tribes. But as a civilization grew, it came to mean a sense of belonging, usually translated today as solidarity. According to Ibn Khaldun, Asabaya exists in society as small as clan and as large as empires, but the sense of a shared purpose and destiny wanes as the society grows and ages, and the civilization awakens. Ultimately, such a civilization will be taken over by a smaller or younger one with a stronger sense of solidarity. A nation may experience, but will never be brought down by, a physical defeat. But when it becomes the victim of a psychological defeat that marks the end of a nation, this concept of importance of solidarity and social cohesion in society anticipated many ideas of community and civic spirit in modern sociology, including Robert Sputman's theory that contemporary society is suffering from a collapse of participation in the community. The desert Bedouin tribes, desert Bedouin tribes, were cited by Ibn Khaldun in his theory of group dynamics, in which social and psychological factors contribute to the rise and fall of civilization. See also Ferdinand Tonis 32 to 33, Robert D. Putman 124 to 25, Arjun Apar 166 to 69, David Held 107 to 71, Michael Mafesoy 291. In traditional calculus, a function is defined as a relation between two terms, called variables, because their value vary, called the term x and y. If every value of x is associated with exactly one value of y, then y is said to be a function of x. It is customary to use x for what is called the independent variable, and y for what is called the dependent variable, because its value depends on the value of x. As Thompson explained in chapter 3, letters at the end of alphabet are traditionally applied to variables, and these letters elsewhere in the chapter in the alphabet, usually first letters such as A, B, C, are applied to constants.
By looking for a mutated p53 gene. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And once again, this is Science Fantastic with Professor Michio Kaku.
Stay away.
If you don't cooperate, I can't treat you.
When we agreed to be examined by this ship's medical officer, we didn't know that you were a primitive computer matrix.
I assure you there is nothing primitive about me. I am programmed to perform more than 5 million medical procedures.
Does that include bloodletting?
No, but I'll be happy to add it to my repertoire.
You're listening to Science Fantastic. You're listening to is Science Fantastic.
Welcome back to Science Fantastic with Professor Michio Kaku. In this hour, we're talking to Dr. Eric Topol about his latest book, The Patient Will See You Now. The future of medicine is in your hands. You know, we're not getting younger as time goes by. In fact, baby boomers are hitting retirement age and beyond. And we're going to see, some people say, an epidemic in diseases. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's,